Good morning, traders. This is Perry Wilkie with StartupTrading.com. It is Wednesday, February 3rd, 2021. It is 8:53 a.m. Eastern Time. So, looking at really where the market's in, right? We talked about these upper two nodes, right? Sunday night, the open, right? The market decide whether basically wanted to stay above or below 3,700, and then after that, it went up to the 3,800 and decided whether it wanted to be above or below that node as well. So as we look at it, there's a smaller node right around 3842. So as we look at that right now, we're going to open up right at 3833. So, you know, nothing to write home about. As we look out at the earnings picture, right? So Amazon closed at 33.80 last night. Right now it's trading at 34.47. So, that should be a boost to the Nasdaq and the S&P 500 for sure. But if we look at Google, right, it closed at 1927 and is trading 2065 right now. That should be even a much bigger boost to both the Nasdaq and the S&P 500 this morning. So with that out of the way, looking at the overnight futures, right, only 18.5 points. So I think, and so the futures market, right, once the stock market's open, there's not as much arbitrage that can be done, right? So I think right now futures could be a little bit suppressed because some of the traders are selling futures, thinking that these stocks aren't gonna last at the levels that we're at. But as we look at basically where we've come from, and here getting back and staying back above this 38.22, right? This is the distribution that we spent basically 4 to 5 trading days in before we had our last breakdown. If you look at where that last breakdown took place from, it took place also from right around this 38.40. 38.62 is the all-time high for the futures right now for the ES. So as we look at that, we're just treading water, up in this region. If we look at the level fours, I don't think we're going to see those level fours today, by the way. But if we look at them, and I'll back up a second too. Basically, 37.44 to 38.92 is level, are the 4As, right? So as we look at all the indexes, right, we had some single prints go off yesterday for the ES. Those single prints are going to be at 38.15.5 to 38.16.75. And for the Dow, there is a wide range of single prints that traded yesterday. That's going to be from 30,520 to 30,574. So as we look at it, right, those are kind of above or below zones, right? They could end up getting repaired, or what that means is traded through again and potentially even wash. But on a first test, you have to assume that it's going to be a go with and stay above, or a go with and stay below on a first test. Don't let yourself get chopped up on there if it turns into a wash sell. So as we look at the NASDAQ had some prints that went off after the bell with Amazon and Google last night. Those salmon run prints were from 13,493 half to 13,509.75. The market is basically holding above those. If you look at the overnight action, right, didn't even get into the point of control, didn't even get below the value area, the into value, right? It stayed in value area high. That value area high, I do a high side and a low a high side and a low side to make a zone, right? The lower side of that zone is 13,473.50. The overnight low was above that, not by much, but a little bit. So it's holding that bid, right? And it's also holding the bid from salmon run trades that went off yesterday post bell. Now it's into the salmon run trades from when Apple reported last week, and Apple and Tesla, and we'll see how that goes. So looking at the Russell, it is also holding above 2141.10, which is a line in the sand for me. And you can see how that overnight, right, it's been pretty much right around that level. It went down to, you know, basically the pivot point 2140.30. So what I'm looking for today, I'm going to be watching both Amazon and Google's prices, right, to kind of gauge the stock a little bit more, because there's going to be some digestion, right? Bezos stepping down later in the year, blah 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 blah. But the guy who runs and developed basically Amazon Web Services, which is a large portion of their revenue right now, is who's taking over. I hope this helps. But again, watch Amazon and Google today. Let them be the keys. Watch these single prints. If the market starts going below these single print distributions later today, right, we should take back a lot of the gains for the week so far for the bell to bell trading. You guys have a great day. I'll see the rest of you. I'll see those of you that are not going to be in the room tomorrow, and I'll see the rest of you. I'll be with you all day in the room.